Hello students, welcome to video classes. So today we are going to discuss one of the very important concept and very important for 5 marks in the PU examination. That is the ideal gas equation. I think this ideal gas equation you have already studied in 10th class. Okay, most of you know the definition also. So to derive this ideal gas equation, we need to know about the Boyle's law and the Charles law, which we are going to discuss in the last class. Okay, so the ideal gas equation. Do you remember the formula? The formula we are going to be used at the time of alpha is equals to beta or alpha is equals to 1 by t in the case of gases. When we are going to proving that, we are going to use this ideal gas equation. The ideal gas equation is PV is equals to nRT. This is the ideal gas equation. Okay, PV is equals to nRT. P is the pressure, V is the volume, N is the number of moles, and R is the universal gas constant, and T is the absolute temperature. I told you many times, whenever you are going to deal with the gases, definitely the temperature should be taken in the Kelvin scale, or it will be called as a absolute scale. We are going to use it. Okay, this is the ideal gas equation. So when you go to refer to the Boyle's law and Charles law, the Boyle's law will explain the relation between only two physical quantities, that is the pressure and the temperature. And the Charles law is going to be explains the relation between only two physical quantities, either volume and temperature, or the pressure and the temperature. But this ideal gas equation, simultaneously you can find out the relation between all three physical quantities. Okay, by using the ideal gas equation, simultaneously you can find out the relation between pressure, volume and the temperature. So to derive this equation, definitely we are going to use the Boyle's law and the Charles law. So that's why briefly I am just going to explain once again Boyle's law and the Charles law. Boyle's law will explain the statement is at constant temperature, the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. At constant temperature, the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. That means if the pressure increases, volume decreases. Pressure decreases, volume is going to be increases. Next one is we are going to use the two Charles laws are there. One is the Charles constant pressure law and another one is Charles constant volume law. So in the derivation of ideal gas equation, we are going to use the Charles constant pressure law. That means pressure we are going to keep constant, and then we are going to find out the relation between volume and temperature. Okay, Charles constant pressure law. How can you give the statement? At constant pressure, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. V is proportional to T. Okay, V is proportional to T. Volume is directly proportional to temperature. What does that mean? If the volume increases, temperature increases. Volume decreases, temperature is also going to be decreases. Okay, this is the Boyle's law and this is the Charles constant pressure law we are going to use. These two laws we are going to use and we are going to derive the ideal gas equation. So the derivation will be very simple if you are going to follow the process. And there is a block diagram is there. If you can able to draw the block diagram, then the derivation part will become very simple and very easy itself. Okay. So before going for the derivation, first we have to discuss about the definition. Okay. So do you remember the definition? What is the ideal gas? We are going to refer to the Boyle's law. Okay, the normal gases are going to be obey this Boyle's law at the high temperatures and the low pressures. Okay, at the high temperatures and the low pressures only what happened, the normal gases or the real gas will obey the Boyle's law. So here the ideal gas. So simply ideal gas can be defined as a gas which can obey all the gas laws at all the temperatures and the pressures will be called as a ideal gas. Okay, simply how can I define it? A gas which obey all the gas laws at all the temperatures and the pressures will be called as a ideal gas. If you are going to take an ideal gas, whatever the temperature you may take, whatever the pressure you may take, that gas will obey all the Boyle's laws and the Charles laws. So then that will be called as a ideal gas. And that ideal gas equation is PV is equals to nRT. And now we are going to prove this equation. Okay. So to prove this equation, I told you that there is a block diagram is there. If you can understand that block diagram, then it will become very simple to derive the equation itself. So in this process derivation, we are going to take a gas, 1 mole of gas we are going to take. How many moles? 1 mole of gas we are going to take in a container, and we are going to take the two process. First, we are going to take the Boyle's law process, and second, we are going to take the Charles constant pressure law process. By using these two processes, we are going to find out the ideal gas equation. Okay. Let us say that there is a container we are going to be taking here. So let us say that this is a container we are going to have. In this container, 1 mole of ideal gas you are taking. How many moles you are taking? 1 mole of ideal gas you are taken in a container. Okay. Initially, the pressure of the gas is P1 volume of the gas is V1 and the temperature of the gas is T1. Okay, let us say that those changes I am going to be taking here. So this is a box. Okay, we are going to take the block diagram of the ideal gas equation. In the block diagram, first step we are going to taking, this is first we are going to take a gas. How many moles of gas we are taking? 1 mole of gas we are taking. And what is the pressure is P1, volume is V1, temperature is T1. Okay, first we are going to take 1 mole of gas in a container. Okay, when you are going to take the container, in the container, what is the pressure will be P1, volume will be V1 and the temperature will be T1. So first step what you are going to apply, you are going to apply the Boyle's law. Okay, when you are going to apply the Boyle's law, okay, when you are going to apply the Boyle's law, so Boyle's law means what happened, what will be remains constant, the temperature will be remains constant. Okay, the Boyle's law means temperature will be remains constant. That's why T1 I am going to write as Tc. Okay, Boyle's law means the temperature will be remains constant. That's why T1 you are not changing, you are writing as Tc. After that what happened, at constant temperature you are increasing the pressure. Okay, you are increasing the pressure from P1 to P2. How you are increasing the pressure? From P1 to P2. If I want to increase the pressure, what happened to volume? Definitely decreases. So the volume is going to be decreases from V1 to V. Okay, how it is going to be changing? From V1 to V it is going to be decreases itself. Now after completion of one process, how the physical quantities are here? Pressure will becomes P2, volume will becomes V and the temperature will becomes T1. Okay, first step we are going to be completed. And next we are going for the second step. Second step what I told you, we are going to apply Charles, which law? Constant pressure law. So we are going to take the Charles constant pressure law. Okay, we are going to use the Charles law. Okay, we are going to use the Charles law. We are going to use the Charles law. In the Charles law, what we are going to take? The constant pressure law we are going to taking. Constant pressure law. Constant pressure law means pressure you are not changing. Pressure will be remains constant. So the pressure as is we are taking, the pressure you are not changing. Okay, by keeping the pressure constant, what you are increasing? The temperature you are increasing. When the temperature you are increasing from T1 to T2. How the temperature you are increasing? T1 to T2. When the temperature is increased from T1 to T2, what happened to volume? Increases or decreases? So definitely it is going to be increases. And the volume is going to be increases from V2. We don't know whether it is going to reach V1 or it is going to be more than V1 or less than V1. So that's why what happened? The volume is going to be increases from V2. It is going to be increasing up to V2. Okay, this is the block diagram of the ideal gas equation. If we can able to write down this block diagram, then it becomes very easy to derive the equation. Just simply apply the Boyle's law, write down the equations. Apply the Charles law, write down the equations. Okay, equations you got from the Boyle's law, the equations got from the Charles law, you can equate them. You are going to get the ideal gas equation. Very simple, very easy, at the same time very important for the 5 marks question. And the formula is very important for the problems. There is a lot of problems are there for both competitive part and for the PU part also based on this ideal gas equation. What is the definition once again? A gas which obeys all the gas laws at all the temperatures and the pressures will be called as an ideal gas itself, or it will be called as a ideal gas equation. Okay. Now, so we are discussed now. This is the block diagram. First we are taking the Boyle's law. These are the physical quantities we are taking. We are applying the Charles law, keeping the pressure constant. When the temperature is increasing, the volume is going to be increases. Let us take about the stage 1. Okay, step 1. Okay, in the step 1, we are going to take about the Boyle's law. So we are going to refer to the Boyle's law. Okay, what is the formula of Boyle's law? Means temperature is constant. Then what happened? PV is equals to constant. PV is equals to constant means what I can write? P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. So that means from the Boyle's law, what you can write? P1 V1 PV is equals to constant. Okay, from the Boyle's law, what you can write? PV is equals to constant. PV is equals to constant means what you can write? You can write as P1 V1 is equals to P2 V. Okay, P1 V1 is equals to P2 V because initial pressure is P1, initial value is V1. Final pressure is P2, final value is V. Okay, P1 V1 is equals to P2 V. Now that implies, okay, write down V is equals to from here. So if you are writing V is equals to, what happened? It will becomes P1 V1 by P2 is coming to denominator. You can call it as the equation number 1. Okay, V is equals to P1 V1 by P2 and you are going to call it as the equation number 1. The step 1 we are going to be completed. In the step 1 we are applying the Boyle's law. When you are going to apply the Boyle's law, you are going to get the value V is equals to P1 V1 by P2. Okay. Next we are going for the step 2. So in the step 2, okay, in the step 2, which law we are going to be applying? We are going to apply the Charles law. If you are going to apply the Charles law, what are going to take as constant? Pressure we are going to take as constant. If the pressure we are going to take as constant in the Charles law, what you can write? V by T is equals to constant. Okay, what you can write? V by T is equals to constant. If V by T is equals to constant, in this equation, what you can write? V by T1 is equals to V2 by T2. Okay, what you can write? V by T1 is equals to V2 by T2. Because V is the initial value, T1 is the initial temperature. V2 is the final value, T2 is the final temperature. So that implies what you can write here, it can be written as V by T1 is equals to V2 by T2. Okay, V by T1 is equals to V2 by T2. Now go on, simplify this equation again. From this equation, again what you are going to write? You are going to write down V is equals to. Okay, if V is equals to, you can write. Then what happened to this equation? V is equals to T1 is going to numerator. Okay, T1 is going to numerator. Then it will becomes V2 T1 by what is there in the denominator? T2. Okay, T1 is going to numerator, V2 T1 by T2, and you can to call it as the second equation. So the step 2 is also completed. What I told you at the introduction time, you have to apply the Boyle's law. You are going to get one equation. You are going to apply the Charles law. You are going to get another equation. You are going to equate both the equations. Why you are going to equate both the equations? Because here it is represents value. Which value? V value it is represents. And in this equation also it represents V value. That means from the first and second equation, both are equal in magnitude. So that's why what I am going to do from the first and the second equations. Okay, from the first and second equations, you are just going to equate the equations. When you are going to equate the equations, what is there in here? P1 V1 by P2 is equals to, what is this equation is there? V2 T1 by T2. Okay, P1 V1 by P2 is equals to V2 T1 by T2. Next up, what I am going to do is bring all the initial terms left side, final terms to right side. Initial term is all the ones we are going to bring left side, all the twos are going to be referred to the right side itself. So what is the equation like that? T1 initial temperature coming to the left side, P2 final pressure going to the right side. Then it can be written as, that implies it will becomes P1 V1 by this T1 is coming to this side is equals to, and this P2 is going to right side. It will becomes P2 V2 by T2. Okay, P1 V1 by T1 is equals to P2 V2 by T2. And go on, continue this equation. If P1 V1 by T1 is equals to P2 V2 by T2, that means left hand side is equals to right hand side. That means there is no change is there. If there is no change is there, then what does that mean? This value is equals to constant. Okay, if this value is not changing, what does that mean? This value will be equals to constant. If this value is going to be constant, that means what I can write? P V by T is equals to constant, and this constant is going to be called as capital R. What is that constant will be called as capital R? Here R is called the universal gas constant. Okay, what is the R is called as a universal gas constant, which is very important to solve the problems also you have to remember. Okay, R is called the universal gas constant. That means P1 V1 by T1 is equals to P2 V2 by T2. Both are equal means it is going to be constant. Either you can take the left side or the right side term. That means PV by T is equals to constant. If PV by T is equals to constant, that implies what you can write? PV is equals to, you can write as R into T. Okay, PV is equals to R into T. This is the ideal gas equation, but how many number of moles we are taking? Only 1 mole we are going to be taking. So that's why PV is equals to RT we are taking. Instead of taking 1 mole, if you are going to take the n number of moles, okay, instead of taking 1 mole of gas, if you are taking the n number of moles, then what happened to the equation? The equation will become PV is equals to nRT. This is the ideal gas equation. PV is equals to nRT. P is the pressure, V is the volume, N represents number of moles, R represents universal gas constant, and T represents absolute temperature. This is the ideal gas equation, and this is the derivation process. Very simple, very easy. There is no need to any confusion if you can remember this block diagram. First apply the Boyle's law, then you can apply the Charles law. Equate both the equations, bring all the initial terms left side, final terms right side. Make them equals to constant, which is equals to universal gas constant. And if you are going to take n number of moles, then it will become PV is equals to nRT. The formula is very important, even the derivation is also very important. Now, we are going to refer to this n, number of moles. This number of moles can be written as small n is equals to, you can written as small m by capital M. Okay, small n is equals to small m by capital M. Number of moles is equals to, what is small m represents? Small m represents mass of the gas in grams, which is very important one you have to remember. Okay, this formula is also, this is also very important formula, and this is also very important formula to solve the problems. Small m represents mass of the gas in grams. Capital M represents molecular weight. Okay, capital M represents molecular weight of the gas itself. So if I would find out the ratio of them, we will get the number of moles. So n is equals to, you can write as small m by capital M also you can write. And what is the capital R value? Capital R is called the universal gas constant. And this universal gas constant capital R is equals to, the value is 8.314 joule per mole Kelvin. This is the universal gas constant value, which is also very important. You need to remember. Okay, many times in the problems, maybe in the competitive part or in the PU part also, this value may not be given to you. So you need to remember this value to solve the problems. Okay, universal gas constant R is equals to 8.314 joule per mole Kelvin. Units for every physical quantity, it is units are very important. Don't forget to write down the units, especially in the physics. If you forget to write the units, you are going to lose 1 mark. Even if you are going to solve the problem, final answer you got it, you got the final answer, and you have written the final answer and forget the units, you are going to lose 1 mark. Because the units will play an important role in the case of physics. So that's why never forget to write the physical quantities. For any physical quantity will be there, don't forget to write down the units. Okay. So R is equals to 8.314 joule per mole Kelvin. So in the case of gases, definitely the temperature will be measured in Kelvins. Okay. So this is the number of moles you have to remember. What is the formula once again? Small m represents mass of the gas in grams. Capital M represents molecular weight. For example, if I want to take the oxygen, what is the molecular weight of the oxygen? 16. Okay. Nitrogen, what is the molecular weight of the nitrogen? 14. Okay, like that you have to find out the molecular weight. Capital M represents, and mass of the gas will gives you in the grams itself. Okay, this is the ideal gas equation, which is very important for 5 marks questions. Okay, all of you prepare the notes for this one. Okay, first write down the definition. What is the ideal gas equation? Okay, ideal gas. After that, draw this block diagram and explain how much gas. Okay, before going for the derivation, don't write only equations. If you write only equations, you are not going to get full marks. Okay, definitely you need to explain step by step. First you have to explain in words what you are going to take in. So you are going to take, let 1 mole of ideal gas is taken in a container. Okay, with constant temperature, when the pressure of the gas is going to be increased from P1 to P2, then the volume is going to be changes from V1 to V. Then what you can write from the step 1, from the Boyle's law, PV is equals to constant. P1 V1 is equals to P2 V. You can write down this equation. After that, you can write the step 2. In step 2, what happened? From the Charles constant pressure law, by keeping the pressure constant, when the temperature is increased from T1 to T2, like that you have written in words, from T1 to T2, then the volume is going to be increases from V to V2. After that, write down the equations and get the equations. Equate them, you are going to get this equation, and you are going to make it equals to R, and you are going to get number. Here, you are going to take 1 mole. After that, if you are going to take the n number of moles, then PV will becomes nRT, and you are going to get this equation. And don't forget to write in words, M mass of the gas in grams, capital M molecular weight, and don't forget about the universal gas constant value. Okay, so this is the ideal gas equation. All of you must practice It is very, very important. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next class with another concept. Okay, thank you.